welcome back to Workers and Resources. Last time we left off with our fabric factory having been constructed on the western border, and we are now making fabric here with all of the resources being provided by ourselves. We have the chemicals from the chemical plant next to the power plant. We have the crops being harvested throughout the year. We still have to design some nice layout for the fields over here. I might redo these fields and line them up with the road a little bit better. I think this looks quite neat. If we get some trees going, it's probably going to look pretty good. And that should allow the fences to line up with the road a little bit better, maybe. We'll see. What's on the agenda today? I don't know. Repaying our loans as usual. Earning more Western money, more dollars as usual. And I guess last time we also started building a new town area. So I guess that's on the agenda. Continuing to build Molna and all its buildings. Still need the town center to be completed, and then we can start putting up the residential buildings around it. Maybe having a footpath that loops around everything and connects into different spots here. I don't know if we can have a footpath connect into here somewhere. Yes, we can. Okay. So that will work for us. We're bringing resources here already with the distribution office help from Slopolack. Not building a dedicated distribution office just yet. Once everything has been set up, we will be able to send people into the vehicle production line directly if we want to, which will significantly increase our production of the buses and the personal vehicles when we shift between them. Looks like our trucks are back here waiting for more personal cars to pick up, so I guess we'll give them the option to pick more up, produce some more personal vehicles until we're stockpiling a decent number again inside the vehicle storage. Money seems pretty bad still. Always keeps going down. We have to pay a lot of money each month. We are repaying loans now constantly, so taking out multiple loans shouldn't be a big deal. We do have to repay our US-based loans to lower the interest rate on the eastern side again. And the last thing we want to build is the recycling area. And I think it should probably be in walking distance to make sure it operates fine. Because if I give them personal cars, then I have no guarantee that they are going to drive to where I want them to drive to. So we will research general recycling, which will give us the general waste separation, and we will research the steel recycling plant to make sure we can turn scrap metal scrap into steel again. And that should hopefully reduce our import costs a little bit on steel, since we don't export the metal scrap anymore and turn it right into steel. Getting rid of the money wasted when we trade resources, because they give us less money when we export and they cost a little bit more when we import. So in that case, it's not just the profitability from scrap metal to steel, but also the amount of money that would be lost from just trading. Water and Sewage will be provided by a technical service. We have plenty of them here, and they can reach the tanks. Shouldn't take too long to finish the construction of the core. Heating pipe has already been built, so most of that money that we needed for that is already spent. Heat exchanger only needs 11 tons, and the rest of the buildings shouldn't be any higher than that, if I remember correctly. So for residential buildings, we still have to pay attention to the quality of flat. And I think we have to stick with 90 quality flats, so we have to continue using these. Maybe researching better, more options for prefab panel buildings could be something we can be doing at some point, but right now it's not on the cards. I think I want a road here, because I would like the residential buildings to have a large waste storage. Basically a shared waste storage for all of them. And then they also kind of need a footpath here. So we'll keep the footpath in mind. Have the waste storage in here. Have another footpath on the other side. That will allow them to get into town quickly. reaching all the buildings in there, no problem. I'll give us our housing, connected to everything that we need. We still have to build the electricity, I think. But otherwise, this is basically what it should be like. I'll drop down a substation in this corner, I think. Dealing with all of our electricity needs. And then hook it up somewhere. I did already lay the electrical wire here, so we might have to grab one wire from the high voltage switch and drag it down here to get another connection, because I don't really want to interrupt the high voltage wire that close to winter. It's already fairly cold. So I'll have a transformer. We could add another high voltage switch, but I don't think there's going to be another housing area over here. Oh yeah, fire station, we already have that. We should make Tourist a little bit more safe in the future. But for now the fire trucks should be able to get here in time. Hopefully. Yeah, there they are. I guess we'll drop down a switch in case we need more electricity. Hook up the transformer for this area. I think I'll build them like this again. This is fine. And everything after is not really... It doesn't really need any road traffic signs. We did upgrade our asphalt roads, so this dirt road is obsolete. As is this one. Hopefully this intersection will not cause any problems. There shouldn't be that much traffic through here. Get our high voltage connection, set up our medium voltage wires, and provide electricity for the area. I was wondering if I should do more exports into US dollars to work on that loan. I'm taking out a few loans in rubles. I would really like to get rid of that loan. Hauling electronics would be one way to do that, as the price difference is quite high. Yeah. Well, ideally we would like to use something where the price difference isn't that high. Sell price. It's almost a factor 1 to 10 now. Aluminium is pretty good for that. Where are the boards? Yeah, the boards are really good. Well, I guess we just continue exporting boards. Cannot store or export mixed waste. Biological, burnable, other waste. So you're telling me we are having waste issues now? With not enough waste transportation out of this area. And it doesn't even show up. Technical service. We'll get another large waste truck as soon as we have the money for it. We're raising our amount overdue with the high interest rate by quite a lot. Okay. New garbage truck. You only have to carry the waste down here, and there should always be enough room. Apparently, our lumber mill could work better. We had a few more waste trucks. You are stuck with biological waste. That explains it. I did forget to hook you up again, so please be on your way. We did a road upgrade here, and then I forgot to hook up that road again. So I guess we didn't need the other truck. Probably. Still good to have it, I guess. Might be able to relocate it over here, since we will have more industry here. But they should also be able to reach the industry in this area, no problem. Chemical waste, biological waste, yep. Waste filtering seems good. Missing chemicals. I could supplement that with like imports, which I should probably do. Maybe chemical exports shouldn't happen. Yeah, we'll keep chemicals stockpiled. We're not exporting chemicals. Not that we don't have enough production for that, I think, but still. If I build a second chemical plant, we probably would have enough chemicals, but I don't have the population to run that. If I was smart, I would have probably built a large water pump so I could have had more connections from it, but that's for the future. It's for future me to complain about. Looks like we didn't get all the harvest in. We do have enough trucks, I would say. The roads aren't upgraded very well yet in this area. We'll wait for all the farm vehicles to get back and then do a group upgrade of all the roads. Hopefully they can get that done through winter. Still no chemicals. I know the production is slow, but come on. 0.8 tons. And you use 0.5. Yeah, we definitely don't have enough chemicals with only one chemical plant. Okay. You may import chemicals. The western loan scares me quite a bit. There's a potential for a large amount of problems here. Plus not being able to repay the money. Okay, why is this gas station is empty? There's a vehicle heading here right now. So maybe Slopolat's distribution office is overworked with the fuel deliveries. Might be worth it adding another one to assist. I say we build our bauxite processing facility. I don't think waiting for the money to get any better does anything for us. We just have to continue building, improving our infrastructure, and working it that way. It will cost a lot of steel. We will also have to make a loading station for trucks at some point. But this should allow us to get more bauxite mines going. I think one extra bauxite mine would probably be possible for the same throughput of the ship with an increased amount of income. Yeah, keep you running. Keep you running with chemical imports. At some point we will have to make a large area for chemicals, probably in the western border. I think it'll be good to start building vehicles faster, because we will need the extra profit. It looks like. Otherwise we won't really survive. Unless the loan situation just continuously stays the same, where we always have barely enough to keep us afloat. But what kind of way is that? That would reach many residential buildings already. Doesn't need to reach all of them. 3 residential buildings full time would be plenty. We have to start working on some of the loans, because the interest payments are starting to kill us. Building all of this will cost us money, of course, but yeah, I think Molnar, with its workers for the vehicle production line, will help us tremendously, raking in cash as soon as we can shift over back to bus production. Speaking of, you can export your single bus that you still have on the back of your truck, please. And we will probably add a bunch more buildings. We'll see. The school, the kindergarten, and the university are still missing. I would like this to be an independent area again, because I think it is going to grow reasonably large. So we'll set up the education buildings in an appropriate manner. Kindergarten 12. I think a smaller one is enough. And then we'll build another one later. Yeah, the extra steel price for 50% more capacity doesn't feel... Yeah, we'll just build a small one. And the university, small HQ, party HQ. And we also shall not forget about building the monument that we need. Soviet Star, go. Gravel footpath here will be enough. And put it on low priority, because it's not important that this one has to finish first. Also, disable workers moving in to this area, new citizens. That can happen later, after we have built most of it. I think Molna is probably going to be the town that might save us. With the increase in production of vehicles and especially buses, being able to export those vehicles to the east, we might be able to recover our eastern loan and then work on the dollars later. The interest rate has gone up quite high on that side. No apparent pollution issues just yet, so that's good. Let's go back to Molna. I think there was one residential building that I didn't hook up yet. What about the fuel distribution here? Come on, like, there was a fuel truck already heading to this way. Fuel consumption is pretty high, and you're out of fuel too. You're also getting your fuel from this area. There's none heading here right now. Okay. Fuel storage is full, or filled with some fuel. Traffic jam. Hopefully, okay, it is because of fuel. Go back into the go back into here. Okay, fuel is back. Never mind. Then go refuel and then I don't know. We'll put you back into the vehicle storage for someone to pick you up. 24 years old, you could also go get scrapped. But with the repairs working, it'll probably last us for a little bit while longer, which would be nice. So someone will be the proud owner of a new 24-year-old car at some point. Take out more loans. We had issues with the education system in this area and the handling of crime, and that still seems to be a problem. I did hire a bunch of highly educated workers here, and I think they all already left. And there they are. Seems like we're not keeping up with the request for education in this area. We're not educating our citizens fast enough. Let's grab some highly educated workers from somewhere where that isn't a problem. For example, here. That's... We don't have a building with mostly highly educated workers. Yeah, Beat is still complaining about crime. Okay, this building is hooked up to the heating plant, so I think that one is the one that I should relocate, because it has a lot of highly educated workers. We're not getting our university education from a local university, are we? This area is going through the bus stop. This one needs a party HQ too. I need to start getting rid of the school buses, I believe. Save fuel. Use construction materials instead. So we'll set up a small party HQ in here too. The fuel cost is getting too high. It's still our main expense, I believe. And construction is cheap-ish. So better to have more buildings than vehicles on the road right now. The larger settlements should all have their own university, because then they can make sure that education stays local and everyone has enough education. Smaller settlements like Pidansk will have school buses because they don't even have a school. But I think every large town that has a school probably will also get a university. You might be the exception to that rule. I built a school here for you that was a very small building. Okay, you are unemployed. Get out of the supermarket again. Go work anywhere. And you... Wait, I built that in the wrong town. I meant to build that in Zhezhov. We already have that here. What am I doing? I was thinking about building one here because we didn't have one in this area. We do have a school here. Guess I didn't scroll far enough back up. This is what I meant. to do. We did grab everyone from here. Why are we losing that much money? It's probably because we're importing from the western border and exporting to the eastern side. Clothing is set to export to the west. Yeah, nothing is set to export to the east here. I don't know. Import. Fuel. We have to reduce our fuel amount usage. Yep, bauxite is a good export good. Electronic components, vehicle repairs taking up a lot of materials. That's the other thing that I wanted to go towards, making our own electronic components and electronics. We don't really need to give the electronics to our citizens just yet. We could also produce them for export. But making our own electronic components would be quite nice. Come on, go back into the green, please. I said one building here wasn't hooked up yet. And I was right. There's a worker here, for some reason, because they can reach from the parking lot over here. So apparently some people decide to walk to this area to work. And probably going to freeze quite a bit. Well, I guess it's also in range of this heat exchanger, so should be fine. Yeah, people drive here to work. And then probably some people decide to drive here and go shop in this shopping center right now. Yep, there is one. Shopping inside the ghost town, sure. Well, some personal cars are going back into storage. We'll let that keep going for a while, and then switch back to buses. Could also export personal vehicles, but I think buses are better. Has to be a Western vehicle. So I assume our storage here is slowly running full on materials. Not as quickly as I thought it would. But the amount of transportation we should have to do has gone down, I assume. Food, yes. Alcohol, yes, but no more clothing or fabric should need to be transported here. That's a lot of stuff in here. So from what I saw last time is when vehicle repairs happen, you don't have to provide all of the materials. You could just say, okay, we're just going to give you mechanical components and be fine. So maybe I could go ahead and cut out the electronic components from vehicle repairs. Because of it's an expensive material. Let me write down the price of a resource. Let me write down the price of aluminium. Sell price 2741. I'm gonna go back in a year, 2026. And we're gonna check what the price is then. And if the interest is lower than the price increase, then it might be worth just importing a bunch of resources and then selling them after a year to make a profit with taking loans. Okay. Waste has been picked up again, so that's working. I forgot to upgrade the roads of the farms. We'll do these later. Probably not gonna get a good harvest in this year, but we have a lot of crops stored up already, so... depending on how fast the road construction projects work. And it is outside of assignment range, so might have to babysit this a little bit. bunch of assignments already, which can be worked on in parallel, and then we'll remove the dirt roads again after. Let's check on Beates because it was complaining about crime. Police station is doing fine. We had issues last year, but not this year anymore. I think we still need to work on our population in this area. More judges, more people working at the university. Basically get back on track in regards to highly educated workers in this area. Also more ambulances. Going for 4 ambulances, please. Don't I have some ambulances in storage? Oh, 1. I'm not going to continue commenting on me taking out loans every now and then. It's just part of the natural process now. Yep, Beates still needs to clean up its crime issue. We're up to 5.4 interest rate. Well, in 2 months we have repaid another loan, then in 3 months another one. I guess I could do that a little bit ahead of time. Okay, let's go here. And then click. Repaying a bunch of loans. $3 million per month. That's quite a high rate. Yeah, I hope when Molna is up and we can produce buses quite quickly, that things will start looking better. I'll build personal vehicles for a bit longer, until we have enough in storage again, and then switch over to buses. We have water, we have sewage. This will probably be hooked up to a sewage pipe soon. Still waiting on the electricity. The rest of it has been hooked up. Surface water outflow was on fire, so they can burn. I did not know. Hopefully sewage discharges can't burn, because that would lock up everything. Okay, chemicals are now being stored here. Five tons picked up. So what you're telling me is we already have a good number of chemicals here that is being transported and apparently is sufficient. How is the situation in the food factory warehouse, where these chemicals are being provided? That's like really good. But I guess the warehouse got filled up because we enabled imports, so the distribution office started filling up this warehouse with imported chemicals. Would be my guess. We'll turn off imports again. It's probably also the reason why we lost a bunch of money. It's not that much. Mostly repair equipment. Also some fabric. Why fabric? I don't know. Oh, then we will probably start running the production last year with just resource imports, and we're importing fabric at that time. That's probably the reason. Technical University in Karabadak is on fire. I do have firefighting services there, so that one was just extinguished, I presume. Reconstruction is in progress. Damage has to be repaired. Okay. We are working on the crime issue. Let me check the prisons. Prisons are okay. And it seems like the courthouse is also able to deal with the cases coming in. Well, not really, no. These ones are running out of time. So we need more highly educated workers still. Can we sneak in some from here? Yes, we can. And we just relocate the highly educated workers. Work in the university or work in the courthouse. Both of them are fine. It's too many students here. Also work in the secret police, yes. Give us the loyalty of all citizens so that we can reduce the number of people who want to get an education but don't have enough loyalty. How well is the knowledge propagated here? These buildings are missing because we probably moved in a bunch of extra people. I will upgrade this to 12 secret police agents to hopefully get all of the buildings covered. Okay, now we're speeding up our process. Seems good again. Probably catching all of them. There's a lot of cases that need to be worked. Once the serious crimes are dealt with, and they are locked up for a long time, I think all the other cases will speed up quite quickly. Still have high hopes that most of them will get solved. When we have general waste separation, we can also start working on the idea that we are moving the incinerated waste into general waste separation to get the construction waste out of there. And then the metal scrap, potentially aluminium. And then all of the waste should dissipate and should leave no more other waste lying around. We'll have to clean up the waste. The roads over here have been built. Now we're going to go to the facility. Our ship will run once with like a half full load of bauxite, raw bauxite, and then switch over to refined bauxite or regular bauxite. And then we should be able to build another bauxite mine here. This will cost a bunch of steel. The amount of money we can borrow is down to 30 million rubles. Still have a decent amount of cash available on the western side, but it's also not looking too hot. Still no personal cars in storage, still trucks coming back here to pick up more vehicles. Let's check our road upgrades on the western border. Well, we're getting some fields hooked up, so our farming vehicles can get to that when it's time. Oh, we only have 3 tractors and 4 harvesters. That's a little bit low. But as I said, we don't need that many crops right now. I don't think. Auto assignment range, yes. Not sure why you're not assigning yourself to these fields, but sure, we'll do it manually. Area's looking good. Decent amount of workers. Need more regular citizens. The staff amount is pretty low. So this area could probably benefit from another residential building in general. But it's running fine by itself, so I don't think I'll make any changes here. Bunch of concrete mixers and dump trucks heading towards this building construction site. We'll upgrade our bauxite refining process. I think that's a given that we should probably do that. Now that I'm going to focus on building constructions, moving away from infrastructure, like vehicles. Trying to reduce our expenses in fuel. We had to import a lot of food. That's not good. Well, I did take a lot of people away from this area, so... We do have our small party HQ in this area now. Let's reduce the amount of workers in here to 20. Maybe even 30. Just to make sure it always has enough capacity. And then dump in a few migrants from third world countries to the area. Our school has enough capacity to deal with the influx of new migrants. And then add a few more residential buildings, because our food factory needs to keep running. Even though we might not have enough crops in this area. Still have to upgrade that farm too at some point. I'm going to just keep adding residential buildings here, I believe. Just a footpath without lights, please. Thank you. Okay, we can get a footpath through here. That means if we have something like this, this will hook up nicely. And then this one will hook up here. Well, not as nicely. I guess we'll use this one then. Also doesn't want to hook up. Then we'll do that. Water, sewage, heating and electricity pretty close to our industrial area now. Let me make sure that... yeah, pollution is still not a problem, but the production in this area has been reduced for lack of workers. Regardless, I'm gonna put down the residential buildings here. They can reach everything. Looking very good. I mean, these cases are close to running out of time, but progress has started speeding up, and we'll probably catch all of them as soon as the serious crimes are dealt with again. It's probably gonna all be okay. Our university is working much better now. Getting close to the, in my opinion, ideal range of having more students in the auditorium than students waiting. The school has too many people. Let's get rid of a bunch of teachers here, set it to half capacity. I don't need that many people waiting in here right now. They should go into other buildings. Police station has dealt with all of its cases, which is very good. Yeah, we're catching all of them. Okay. Groundworks, and then bunch of steel. Lots of construction tasks happening at once. Growing our GDP by building a lot of infrastructure is probably what we need to do. Building a lot of infrastructure that is for our citizens. Hopefully going to drive up the amount of money we can borrow, keeping us afloat. We also need more housing here because these industries are not running at anywhere near enough capacity. Probably time to set up more housing in this area, guiding them into the cableway stations, into the chemical plant, which could run at a much faster capacity. We're only building like 0.25 to 0.26 tons of chemicals, where we could build 0.8. Okay, farm. More fields. Do your job. Why are you not sending out vehicles? Oh, fertility. Yep, we did not spread out any fertilizer, so that makes sense. I guess it did not auto-assign itself because of the low fertility. Let's also upgrade this road. Hopefully that doesn't unassign the technical service. With the road upgrade happening. We also need to make sure that this technical service is still assigned. Yes, okay. It doesn't have anywhere to pick up. No, it does have the ability to pick up. It is in range here. I assume it'll be fine. I assume this road upgrade won't take too long. So yeah, this year not much harvest that's gonna happen because of the low fertility. Next year we'll have some fertilizer, probably, to deal with that. And the fields will have recovered. Doing some manual crop rotation. I should set the farm to 80%. I think 50 is too low. Okay, I think this is the last time we are going to do raw bauxite. Like, gathering the bauxite when the ship comes back. That means we hopefully finish the construction of this building until then. And can turn all of the raw bauxite into bauxite to fill up the storage after. And yes, we might need a truck loading station, depending on how fast they can load from within the building, we'll have to see. No, it doesn't matter, we need the loading station, otherwise the trucks coming from the mines will block up the pickup location. So we'll just build one of these here. And that should do that. Same road connection, should be fine. We'll need a lot less trucks, because the distance is going to be much shorter. And there's going to be fewer resources transported on this large section of road, because this is going to convert the resources and reduce the amount. But yeah, we are going to set up another mine and then use part of the trucks that we already have. After we make sure everything works. Let's speed up construction a little bit, maybe. Building construction over here also progressing nicely. Almost all of the buildings are now assigned for construction. The footpath to the factory is almost done, which is currently undergoing machine replacement. But that's also going nice and quick. As soon as the resources get delivered, I guess. Traffic jam. So I did change these intersections to, well, one of the intersections to give these ones priority. I don't know if I still should do that. One thing I should do is probably put a traffic light here to bunch up the vehicles. Maybe not. We go through here really quickly with high speed. Well, continue construction. We might have run out of prefab panels. We have run out of gravel. So we are not out of prefab panels yet. But the slow loading process slows down the delivery of resources. Maybe a road cargo station is in order. Prefab panels are a resource that we need a lot. Let's check our prefab panel storage. Nah, still fine. Never mind. We're just doing a lot of construction at once, and I guess the vehicles are too busy. But yeah, Molna's almost set up. One more delivery of bricks, which will give us heat. One more delivery of boards, which will give us electricity, and then theoretically, as soon as the buildings come online, people could start moving in. And I think they'll do that with a fresh set of migrants, plus relocating one building of highly educated workers here. Should be a money efficient way to do things. Not sure why I'm building a large garbage stand here, but I'll build one. Oh yeah, for the hazardous waste. Right. I did forget about that. Okay, maybe we won't finish the construction of this in time. We're building a lot of buildings with the construction offices from Slopolatsk, Molna for example. So the bauxite will continue running for now. As soon as we have the other buildings set up, we can turn our ship to tell it to only load regular bauxite on the next trip. Turn it up to 32. Definitely going to have more citizens here soon. I guess the farms are kind of smart. They only auto-assign themselves fields that do have enough fertility. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, we don't have enough sellers in here apparently. I hope they will balance themselves fine. People complaining about not being able to get food. Cableway station and bus platform, bus stop. Go into the shopping center right now, please. Make sure that everyone can get food. Adding the HQ of the party probably caused that. Drawing a lot of workers away from other areas. I'll have to recover this first and then probably assign you again to regular operations. Maybe it'll balance itself now, since it knows how many students it needs. Maybe it doesn't. I think we might have to keep one building assigned here until we have more workers. What if I assign you 50-50? We have a lot of highly educated workers, so you might be the wrong building to do that with. But selling food to our citizens is of higher importance than making sure the highly educated workers go into the university. Okay, that seems to work quite well. One more delivery of concrete. And then the building can be, or is going to be, reconstructed. Okay, let's also speed up the construction of roads in this area, giving them some more dirt roads to drive over and get into these areas. No room over here, that's fine. This will be good enough. The rest we'll do later. Definitely need more loans before I run out of money. Come on, finish the reconstruction. The construction office in this area doing reconstruction is, I think, just the regular construction office. I might have to put down the maintenance office for the vehicle plant, because it's just sitting around not doing anything is quite annoying. Are we out of bricks? No. We are just out of capacity to load bricks fast enough. Yeah, I think these might need a road cargo station. These factories are not loading very fast. If I put you here, vehicles would arrive and then try to drive back out onto the main road, which I think is okay. And we'll do the same for the prefab panels if we can. That's a little bit more tricky, but it'll work. And then the resource pickup for the delivery into the material storages for construction will happen from the road cargo stations instead of directly from the building, because this loading process is quite slow. And I believe the road cargo station might be faster. I might have to add an open storage instead of the road cargo station. Yeah, let's add an open storage instead. We're going to change that back. Open storage has a crane. We'll build that instead. For both of them. It'll also give us more storage capacity. For materials. Electricity? No electricity. Yes, electricity. Okay. Not sure why it didn't. Maybe I didn't see it correctly. Seems to go well. Too many criminals in Beata still, but yeah, I mean, they just live there. They might not have committed any crimes yet. We're catching all of them this year. We're working on things. Steel deliveries have started. Just need a bunch more. 2 more deliveries. And then the last construction phase. You let me know when you're done, because then we need to switch over the resources. Don't think we have anything over here waiting right now. I mean, more residential buildings would be nice. I'm just coming back to check our shoppers, basically. Also, we don't need any student transportation here anymore. But yeah, they shouldn't wait here anymore. That's irrelevant. If you can't study, you can't study. Just stop waiting. Go back home and pick up a job. I'll leave the fields as they are, it's fine. One more delivery of steel, and now it should finish reconstruction. Lots of buildings already have resources to finish the construction projects. If we finish the construction of one residential building, we could build a lot of these other buildings up quite quickly. Yeah, I think getting the open storage is connected to the factories is a good idea. I think they will be able to load much faster once they're up. Are there any super cheap vehicles that need to be scrapped? I still have that stupid train in here. I wish I could just sell it back through the customs house. 200,000. Let's get rid of it. I'm not gonna get a train set up here for scrapping anytime soon, and I don't want it anymore. Alright, let's sort by maybe age. Can't we sort by age here? And let's sort by value. Yes, yes. Not gonna get the tower crane. Okay, that should be... okay, you... I still don't know if it's worth it to scrap those vehicles, but I'm going to do that. Get them cheap and just scrap them. For the spare parts. Once Molnar is up, we can trigger the research for the general waste separation and the metal scrap recycling. And they have to be built in walking distance here too. And then we'll be able to make our own steel. Not enough for all of the demand we have, especially not for construction, but some extra. If I check our export of metal scrap, it means we might have about 70-80 tons of steel made per year. That could add up. Just have to wait and see. Sending all of the highly educated workers into the shopping center feels bad, but with the HQ here now, it'll be fine. We still need... no, we do have the secret police. Okay, then our loyalty is probably quite good already. Yeah. I'll leave it at 30 and leave some spare room in the auditorium. And with some more residential buildings, this area will probably run well. You're still struggling somewhat, but not with the handling of our criminal cases. That one is going quite well. And the courthouse is also well staffed. Yeah, seems good. I don't think I need to increase the amount of workers in the school. I will increase the loyalty requirement. That is wrong. Not sure why that happened. Might be a display issue. You're going to the scrapping facility and you're blocking up everything. That's one of the vehicles that I recently bought to be scrapped, so having them drive along the main road is maybe not the best. But they should be easy to overtake if there is a space for it. It's temporary. It's fine. Let's take out another loan. Construction over here has slowed down somewhat, but seems to be restarting now. Lots of prefab panels needed. It's good that we can send some prisoners here to help with the production of the necessary resources. Still no electricity, still waiting on the board deliveries as well, which are incoming. I guess they're all stuck in traffic, so I had to wait for them to make the vehicle go to the scrapyard. You're almost there. Almost. You could have taken this road and went there. No, you couldn't. Okay. Do I want this to be an option? Maybe. I don't remember exactly what happened here. I think there was a lot more traffic blocking things up. We'll try. I have the option to revert that again. But no, oh, I guess this bridge was clogging up because people were trying to get from here onto the bridge, trying to turn here, and yeah, I think that was the issue. Instead of using this loop, they were using this bridge. Well, we'll see what happens. If it still happens and we need to change it back. Lots of vehicle repairs not occurring in here. Let's restart them. Vehicle plant running again, very good. Heat exchanger has been built. The heat is being delivered via heating pipe, but without electricity it cannot provide the heating to any adjacent building. Our incinerator is not anywhere near capacity, which is good. Before we run out of domestic capacity, the extra import will start running full. But yeah, we're making a decent chunk of electricity here. One more steel delivery. And we also need the loading station, please. Loading station is not going to be necessary to switch over to regular bauxite. We can try and load from the building directly for now. Even though I don't think we can. It is necessary. Because the building probably has barely any loading stations inside. It has 3 vehicle loading stations and we have more than 2 vehicles incoming from the mines. Unloading is much faster than loading, so the internal storage will fill up quite quickly. Only has 10 tons of internal storage. Well, we'll see. Probably need that extra residential building though. heating plant cannot reach the ore processing, but it doesn't have to. Not everyone has to reach that. It can be reached by the other 3 buildings, so it will probably balance itself out the way it should. Severe epidemic. Does not spread easily. Long duration. You will also need a waste storage for all of the buildings. Okay. Last construction phase. We will wait for the loading station before we switch things over. Hopefully this town finishes soon too. We can build the electrical substation now, and it will be built with the next bus. And then all we have left is one residential building to finish construction finally. I think we're still lacking the sports facility, are we not? Pretty sure we are. Okay, we'll leave this area open for a road connection out of here. There's no point in putting a footpath towards that. Didn't I have the option to get a footpath out of here and then I blocked it? Yes, I did. That will work. Leave the area open. And we'll put the indoor pool here. Walking along the gravel road is maybe not ideal, but as long as they can get to the bus stop somehow, they can reach. Got electricity, heat exchanger is now running. All buildings should be at maximum heating. Our heating capacity is barely used because we don't have any residential buildings up yet. But that's going to happen soon. Let's check our crime. 5% did not investigate, 22% no issue, no verdict issued. I guess we are still moving some of the court cases into the small courthouses, which might be overloaded quite a bit. So maybe it's a better idea to try and get rid of these. Well, they're trying their best. They are handling a lot of the serious and medium crimes, but not the minor ones. We'll leave it. Some cases are not to be solved, I guess. Plus, as soon as the large courthouse catches up with all the cases, fewer cases will be distributed to the small courthouses. This is going to deal with the bulk of cases. We really need more professors here. What if I just made another building and made a bunch of highly educated workers go here? Regular footpaths. Oh, that goes fine. That is a necessary road connection. Okay, let's get a road connection underneath the cableway station. The cableway, well, cable. Zezhov. Okay, new building, someone moved in. It was a criminal. 69%. Very nice. Okay, so hopefully our food production will start going up again soon. And we'll have a few more staff members to work our university. We will have to set the loyalty requirements to not allow any student to get an education. And we might have to allow more workers in the secret police too, because this area is also getting quite populated. Okay, how's the bauxite processing facility? I didn't get a message yet, but it must be close. Need some workers here. Let them walk directly onto the construction site and finish it up. Buses are heading here too. And the loading station only needs a few more resources to also complete construction. Okay, Zinja, that was on the west. We're out of money. Our interest rate shot up because I took out the loan too slow. Criminals should be dealt with by the police station. Yeah, that will be fine. Okay, drive down the interest rate again. Construction has been completed of the bauxite processing facility. That means our trucks are now going here, waiting until unloaded. And it's like 3 trucks right now, which is too many, so you can go to the processing facility, please. And after that we will take 1 truck and set it to run the processed bauxite into the storage again. Because now is when we are going to switch over. So you are also shifting your resources into the bauxite processing facility now. The one thing we can't set up yet is the loading. But we can set it up to load from here for now and see how slow it is. So load regular bauxite, unload regular bauxite. Do that. I would say that that loads really slowly, and we need a lot more loading capacity here, which means we need to finish this construction. Okay, so once the ship is done, loading all of the raw bauxite, the new item being stored will be in the regular bauxite, and the ship will go for 1 last trip. And I'll probably unassign whatever resources it should load from these. It just loads whatever is available. Empty that out. We're storing regular bauxite here now. Okay, so now we basically block this area up. Too many vehicles. And we'll have to wait for the loading gate to be done. And you can't get in there anymore anyway. Have to wait. Finish the construction of this. And we'll switch some trucks over. We'll probably only need 2 trucks per mine now, and the rest can go into the transportation. Until we get the third bauxite mine up. Where's the steel? This is high priority. Also more prefab panels. Yep, traffic jam, I know. We're working on it. Okay. This does not have a road crane, which is annoying. Get some more cheap road cranes. How's the vehicle situation? Still not enough vehicles here. 3 trucks waiting. Speed up production. Well, waiting for the town here. Would be nice if we had some more road cranes. Okay, we still have probably the school bus route running from here. What's your situation? Why are you stopped? Oh, I guess, yeah, you're waiting. Okay, the school bus route is not necessary anymore. Zhezhov students to Duzeni only needs to go to Pidansk, and then you can basically go Pidansk, Zhezhov, end station. So the Zhezhov bus stop is not necessary anymore. And the Karabadak one can be exchanged for not the end station, but this bus stop, but here. So basically getting all of the students from Pidansk and putting them into Zhezhov. Also, we don't need that many buses here anymore, now that the route has been shortened, so we're going to make those old buses obsolete and go to the scrapyard. And maybe even shorten that bus route some more. 4 buses is probably overkill, might be able to do that with 2. Yeah, the road cranes are all over the place. Probably all of them in the town construction over here. Let's cancel that. Get the road cranes out of there. Reassign it. Have the road cranes go places where it makes sense for them to go right now. Which is where the buses with workers are going. For example, here. Would be nice to have a road crane on that construction site. But they're going elsewhere now. Molnai again. I guess. And we have regular bauxite, some of it in here. Still waiting on this one to finish. Still waiting on the steel. Don't have a bus stop up here, so we can't really guide workers into the construction site. We'll have to wait for the steel to get delivered, and then have to wait for a bus full of workers to get delivered. Maybe with a road crane. Speaking of, let's assign you because you have a road crane. And you can bring the road crane here even if the other construction officers don't have one available. And I can do the same thing for these facilities. Temporarily. Make sure that the road cranes get used. Okay, so once the road crane is there, if we get another bus load full of 30 workers, this construction will finish. And we have an external storage for prefab panels, which will speed up the loading process. I know, traffic jam will be dealt with soon. Still very low gravel here. We might have to build that external gravel storage as well, but I don't think I planned for it. I did definitely not plan for it because I just built it in. Well, The internal gravel storage is fine. I think I just need another distribution office to haul more gravel here. Instead of pushing it out, I should probably have a distribution office pulling the gravel towards this area. Or just a regular old truck always running gravel. Actually, 2 trucks. We'll do 2 trucks. So they will always keep the gravel supplied, relieving this office, which is not busy at all right now. I guess it's just set way too low for the prefab panel production side. Heating plant, Beatus, Prostelova, rail construction. I'm missing it. Is it even assigned with that one? Maybe not. It's probably assigned with this distribution office instead. Yeah, there's 1 dump truck here and that's not enough. Okay, so we'll add 2 extra vehicles that always run this route. Going from gravel loading into the prefab panel plant. That will leave 1 parking space open for whatever other vehicle wants to run. But we should have enough gravel after that to speed up the production process for more prefab panels continuously. And maybe this dump truck over here is not necessary after that. But we still have it. In case we need to, in case we run low on gravel, this one will also start driving, I guess. Wait. You're only set to load. Who else is bringing gravel here? Aggregates. Oh, it is assigned. Okay. Tyroler stock. There it is. Right here. Yeah, set it to 50% if it gets too low. Only prefab panels. And the Brosbin distribution office will pick up prefab panels from here instead of the prefab panel factory. And that should speed up the loading process quite a bit. %, would be 30 tons. Our vehicles have 27 tons of capacity, so we'll set it to 10% then. Always ensuring that we have a full truckload of prefab panels being picked up. The loading station is done. Where is our somewhat empty truck? Running here. Where are you? Okay. I'm confused. It says you're that, but you're not. Oh, there might be another vehicle stuck in there. Okay, you load from this now. Outside. We'll tell these trucks to not wait until unloaded to keep them running. And we'll continue assigning empty trucks to this route, which will be the other ones that are still told to wait until fully unloaded. And yes, this loads much faster. Okay, first one. Didn't quite unload all of it. Well, you are going to be shifted over to this task. You're still full. You are going to be the next ones. And one more. Okay, that gives us 4 trucks running back and forth here. The rest of the trucks, I would like 2 of them going to each. Make sure to wait until unloaded now. And you are going to load from here now instead, because I think we lost the truck route. Wait until loaded. And then one more truck to that route. So 2 each, 4 on the main route, always making sure that the bauxite will be carried away here. Maybe we'll set up an unloading platform here too to speed things up a little bit. Looks like the traffic in this area is quite slow. But that should work. And we should always have trucks available to take the cargo. This will make more waste, of course. Construction waste, biological waste, burnable waste. It's mostly construction waste, so we are going to set up a waste storage here to filter out said waste. Yeah, I think this is working well now. 2 trucks is probably ideal, or good enough for this short section of road, where the mine always has something to do, the trucks always have something to do. There's no 2 trucks piling up here loading. We just probably need another mine to bring in more raw bauxite now. So we can have another one here. I might be able to build it in a way where we can use the same loading platform. Then just have another bauxite mine right next to the other one. Need an excavator. We will need an excavator anyway, because the new bauxite mine will need one. So we'll get one from the customs house and then drive it over there. $250,000 rubles for an excavator, because why not?
Don't know if we still have a vehicle depot here. Did I build a proper one? I don't think I did. Don't think we have anything available. Nope. Then a free vehicle depot it'll be for now. Once we have the excavator, we can dig out this area, hook up the other mine to the same loading station, save up a bit of resources. And maybe we'll also hook up an unloading station here. If this gets too cramped with too many vehicles, we can have the unloading done over here, maybe into its own storage. So we always have raw bauxite. The unloading station itself will just be an aggregate storage basically. So this building hooked up here with the trucks driving into this one instead. Then they wouldn't need to wait as much for like unloading, because they could always unload rapidly and get more resources. I think that's probably something that should be built. Then we can also move that outside of this road connection. So that this road is only used for service access. And the bauxite can come in from this road. We're just losing money. We are just losing money on the western border now. The loan was a bad idea. I guess we have probably too many western vehicles. Or we're just not running these industries at good enough capacity and need to build more. Which is also a likely cause. All of these industries in this area could do with a few more workers. That would be blocking the balconies of some people living here, for sure. Can you get to the bus stop? No. Yes. We'll build some residential buildings over here instead, making use of this footpath connection that we have. Omit that one for now. This will need its waste storage being built too. We'll add one of those. And we'll add more housing in general. This area could probably use a bunch more housing, as I said. The facilities that we have seem to be sufficient, we just don't put enough workers into the industries. We need to produce more goods to be profitable. The bauxite exports, not raw bauxite but regular bauxite, will also go into US currency, so they will also help a little bit. Earning us more cash. I hope in the meantime the open storage for the bricks has been built. Indeed it has. Distribution office Prostalova. You're bringing coal here. That seems to be happening quite well. But now we need to pick up bricks from here. Also probably 10%. And not from this building anymore. That's the open storage for bricks production. And this one is the one that makes prefab panels. And I assume that the loading here happens much faster. Let's make sure we only store bricks. We'll have to wait for a truck to get here. Assumption is that the open storage with the crane and the high electricity consumption to operate the crane will be way more effective at loading a truck. At 29.7 tons the truck will start driving, and then we'll see, once it gets here, how fast it actually loads, compared to loading from the factory directly. Still haven't finished the construction here yet of a housing. This one is closed though, has all of the road cranes. Just needs one more bus full of workers and it will basically be done. Then we'll fill it up with like 50 highly educated workers and put a bunch of fresh migrants in here. Maybe. Or just relocate a house that closely matches that. Okay, reconstruction. All happening without road cranes right now, which is slightly unfortunate, but the reconstruction is happening, so it's fine. You have about what I want, like the ratio to be 2/3 regular workers, 1/3 highly educated workers. But maybe the quantity is quite low. I'll just probably relocate some highly educated workers, as I said, and then fill it up with fresh migrants. We can spare that money for it. I'm clicking the loans really often and not paying attention to the maximum amount I can borrow anymore. This is going to come back and be really bad. Prefab panels. Oh, you already loaded. Okay, so presumably it is quite fast. I think it might not have loaded a full amount. I don't know. Bus heading here right now. 5 workers is not gonna be enough. Hello Jacob, Slovakia. Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Alright, so we need 15 workers in a bus to finish this. Maybe one of them will get the remaining amount of workers that we need. And then we'll relocate 50 highly educated workers from this flat into the new building and fill it up with remaining workers. Is this vanilla or with mods? This is completely vanilla. There's no mods in this. So I have stuck to mostly playing vanilla. And oh, the game just crashed. And the other thing I was about to say is we're also running a few extra challenges that make the game more difficult. I'm repeating those whenever someone talks, and basically the challenges are no electronic imports for citizens, so... Ah, the game just crashed before another autosave. No electronic imports, which means we can't get a TV or radio station easily, so we have to produce our own electronics before we get that. And the citizens will also be slightly more unhappy. The other thing is no buses for bringing workers to like workplaces, to factories. So we can still have school buses, but we can't have buses bringing workers to industries. And I think the most important challenge of all is the low-tech challenge, which means that every settlement we build, Duseni, Sezhov, Karabadak, Slobodatsk, each settlement gives us 2 researchers. So we can't just willy-nilly research everything. We have to expand to be able to research. And that makes things a little bit more challenging, as you have to pick your researchers. Now I don't remember what else I changed, but I guess we'll get to that when things go wrong. We've played 60 hours but still don't know much. Oh, don't worry. After we've played 1,000 hours you will still learn more stuff. This game keeps on giving. It is always more and more stuff that you can learn. It doesn't really change. Something so fun about watching the traffic. Hello rockers. Yeah. We had to work quite a bit with the traffic, because traffic issues do pile up with all of the personal vehicles that we try to use. Those are a challenge. We have a lot of personal cars on the road, mostly to our detriment, but they do add a lot of flavor to it. Basically, Karabadak is a republic trying to run with an emphasis on public transportation, on personal transportation, and also realizing that it doesn't really work that well, unfortunately. To take out more loans. Personal vehicles are quite difficult to implement. But they do provide a benefit. I wouldn't recommend using them for critical infrastructure like power plants or heating plants. That's why we're using cableway stations, which technically are not public transportation, so they're fine. Also, they are cableway cars, so they fit Karabadak quite well. Had to move over to cableway cars for most of this. This heating plant is running on some workers driving here, which is actually quite a lot nowadays, which is good. Never mind, people park their cars over here now, so the people living in these flats have all of their cars stored over here now. But yeah, critical infrastructure not that great. Something like universities or schools work quite well. You can have a school in another town and then have people drive over there with their personal cars to deal with teaching the people. But that can also easily run into issues, so right now we're running mostly decentralized. I like how realistic you've managed to make it look quite inspiring. Yeah, I put an emphasis on realistic road networks, then try to get some of the houses to line up with the roads, and then still use some grid likeness, because like towns are also mostly built west to east, north to west, or at a 45-degree angle. But I do like the realistic road network a lot. That was a goal that I set myself to. I also like these top bridges a lot. Going up the mountain instead of flattening a road up here, just build a bridge and be done. Thank you. We got our excavator, meaning that we can build the other bauxite mine. I thought we had a green area here, but I guess we don't. These bauxite mines don't seem to use as much area up Like, we could probably put them into a condensed cluster quite a lot. But I haven't really planned for that, so I guess we'll just plop down another bauxite mine here. Maybe a little bit lower, getting a little bit more of that yellow. The excavator just went on to refuel. The gas station is all the way over there. Speaking of gas station, this fuel station is empty, so we can remove that. Would it be possible to get the save file? I don't know. Can I upload it to Steam Workshop? Let me see. The current situation of the save file. I mean, it's probably easier to upload it to somewhere like Google Drive. Installed files. Save. Where is it? That one. No problem. I'll try. We'll let it upload in the meantime. Hopefully it won't affect the stream too much. And then I'll post a link in chat. It says a few minutes, so I'll check again soon. The stream will have to end soon anyway, but yeah, we'll get the upload done soon. It says a few minutes. 3 minutes or so. Keep going. We have our first housing, so I think it's now time to move people in here, which will not be in the save game, but yeah. Let's grab you. $50 highly educated workers, and then fill up the housing block with regular citizens, and then allow people to move into this town. And hopefully they can work everything and everything is fine. I assume everything should be fine. We're gonna find out. Just for inspiration, I would need to find out how some things work. Yeah, no problem. That's fine. It's 1/3 done with the upload. We are going to get a water and sewage truck for this area to make sure that they don't have to rely on Slopolats too much and can get water and sewage from here. So, we now have a new settlement. Also the map, you might like to know which map I'm playing on. The map is from the workshop if you want to start in it directly. It's called New Horizons 2.0 and it can be found on the workshop under this URL. This is the map that I have started on. It's a very pretty map. 2/3 done with the upload. Almost there. We need a police car. We do have police cars available. I'm just gonna buy a new one. We need a bunch of fire trucks. And an ambulance. So hopefully we'll finish up the remaining housing quite quickly. And have more people move in here. But yeah, we do have another settlement, so I think we're up to 17 settlements now. Which gives us a total of 34 researchers, and we have 2 researchers spare. So with that extra research, I will not trigger that in Sloponuts right now, because they are still a bit short on workers. We definitely have the capacity to trigger the research in here. There's so many workers. Maybe lower that amount a little bit. Go down to 60. We are going towards waste separation and then metal scrap recycling. Is there any way to find out what education I need to give to a given position type of building? Yes. If you open up any building, below the resource cost at the top, if you keep looking over here, you can see the maximum number of workers, and that is 400 regular educated workers and 100 highly educated workers. So the highly educated workers are shown in dark black. If there's a mixture of workers, it shows it like that. Most buildings only require regular workers. But universities, for example, which you can get early on, require a mixture. Highly educated workers can work in regular educated workplaces, but not vice versa. Okay, so I have triggered 1 research, that means I only have 1 left. And the upload is done, so let me make it public. Copy the link. And the save game is in here, in this link. Should be 102 megabytes. You're welcome. Enjoy. So we might now have some workers walking into the vehicle production line, which will hopefully increase the production speed of vehicles in this area. And hopefully we can fill up all of the buses again, the trucks again with cars, and then switch over to producing buses, because we need that income. We have done a lot of construction work, and the amount of money we can borrow is getting quite low. How's the situation here? We need to flatten this area still. Yeah, there's a nice chunk of little bit darker green. We can hook this up maybe, like so. Get those built. The waste storage probably doesn't hook up. Yeah, I'll have to have another waste storage for you. But that's okay. And probably a gravel road will be enough. I'll build you here. And then we might need a few more dump trucks. 2 more dump trucks to run from here into the storage. I might drop the save game link of the current status inside the video on YouTube. Maybe some more people would like to check it out. I didn't expect people wanting to look at that, but If it helps, why not? Let me check something. Okay. Might have to leave soon. I've just sent out a request to see if I have to. Continue building the buildings up here, please. Thank you. We'll probably need another kindergarten soon, but yeah, I think the smaller ones are good enough. And they seem to be cheaper. Take up a little bit more space, but space is not a concern for us yet. I might have to switch that intersection around again. This is... like, the main problem is these vehicles not getting bunched up. And I don't have... I believe I don't have the... Oh, I do have electricity here. Maybe if I put a traffic light up, it does have electricity. Let's see. Yes, it does have electricity. Good. That means we have 2 cycles, 1 interval of 20 seconds and then another interval of 20 seconds. And there will be a red phase here. Now it looks like that doesn't make any sense, but what it does is it basically bunches up all of these vehicles together and gives these vehicles more time to get out of the intersection. And I do that instead of putting the traffic light here, because I don't know the amount of vehicles going through that intersection. So for me, this makes more sense. Also, it prevents vehicles from going through here all of the time. Doesn't really happen, but we're using that. Now they are going quite slowly through that intersection, unfortunately. Sometimes they're getting... when they have to slow down, they are getting bunched up and having trouble to re-accelerate to the speed that they would like to go. Maybe I can lower the speed here. So if they stop here... 50. Let's open that. No, that's fine. 50 is fine. Then 50 through the tunnel. 50 through here. Makes them approach the intersection slower, keeps the trucks bunched up with the personal cars, hopefully. Might allow these vehicles to get out here more easily. And then they can speed up again after the tunnel. You look like you need some repairs. No, you're gonna get replaced. And that's gonna cost me more US dollars, which I don't have. Oh, we're up to 9.3 interest rate. This is not looking good for our cash. Not good at all. Well, we're gonna get 170,000, but that's not that much. I have to start exporting something. I don't want to keep taking out loans in US currency if they're that expensive with the interest. I probably just have to export steel or something and keep re-importing that on the eastern border. Maybe we can export prefab panels, but that feels kinda not useful. Let's see. 80 per ton. I wanted to do coal, but getting the coal delivered here is also quite painful. Coal is... prefab panels are the same as coal. I'm gonna do prefab panels. If we have a truck for that. We do have a construction office with a bunch of vehicles that are all busy right now. Loading prefab panels. Would you imagine? Because they're building new residential buildings. I am going to snag one of the vehicles and tell it to export prefab panels at all times to the west. I'm not making enough money. Steel would probably be better, but steel we have to import on the eastern side. Prefab panels we are producing ourselves, so. And yeah, the prefab panel loading speed from these storages is quite quick. New residential building coming up. We still need the footpath over here, I think. But yeah, we're going to do that next time, because I will have to leave now. Let me just finish up this footpath here. About here. Remove this section and this section. Hook it up over here and over here. Okay. So that's going to be it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully next time we can increase the amount of money we make from exports. And hopefully we can start producing a bunch more Western vehicles to export for the East, because I think that's where our most profit will lie in getting those exports running. Once we have enough personal cars in storage again, which I guess is true right now. For next time we will switch back to bus exports and see where it takes us. Thank you very much for watching. I wish you a good Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening. Take care, stay hydrated, and maybe I'll see you next time.